I'm Eric Tomato.
And you have been tripping on my swag juice. I said you're slipping on my swag juice. What?
You spilled your swag juice?
Yeah.
Dude, go fucking...
You gotta be careful.
Dude, go fucking clean that up. That's dangerous, man.
Yeah, you might slip on it and it'll cause an injury.
Is that anything like swag bucks?
No, it's a lot more liquidy.
So...
It's a liquid asset, okay? It's, you need to be careful around it, okay? Because it can go anywhere that I need it to go. It's like Rubber Soul in JoJo. Anyways, welcome to Mindbreakers.
We got an interesting movie I don't know much about for you today.
Yep.
It's a 70s horror film, and those tend to be fun.
Yeah.
It's from 1972. It's called Asylum.
Ooh, psycho. Psychosocial.
Psychosocial. In order to secure a job at a mental institution, a young psychiatrist must
You want one of those?
Apparently. A young psychiatrist must interview 4 patients inside the asylum.
Uh-huh.
That's all the info we get.
Well then.
6.5.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I was actually kind of looking forward to this one a little.
It won 2 awards.
That's cool. That's promising.
It's on disc on Amazon.
Okay. So this movie's still viable then. It should be pretty.
Don't
decent.
really recognize any of these actors. Well, maybe Patrick McGee.
We might be able to recognize one.
Patrick McGee. You sound familiar.
He was in A Clockwork Orange?
He was. But who was he?
Who was he in A Clockwork Orange?
What year did A Clockwork Orange come out? 1974, 1975, 1980?
It's probably near the top. Usually IMDb goes from like most popular.
No, it doesn't. It goes...
It's not. Okay, that's...
It goes
surprising.
by, what do you call them?
Oh, chronologically?
Yeah.
Okay.
For the... Well, I mean, it shows their most... their most famous ones at the top, and then it lists them from just in descending chronological order.
Okay. Well, that's him in Asylum.
He played Mr. Alexander.
Oh. Which is?
Wheelchair Boy.
Oh, that guy!
Mm.
Oh, he played the Raider then.
The one who gets carried around by...
Yeah, he played the Raider.
By Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
The big dude with the glasses.
Yeah, that's David Prowse. That's Darth Vader.
Yeah.
The Darth Vader you never see.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay, then. Nice. So we're in for some star power then.
Well, it's an old British horror film. This should be interesting.
Yeah, I'm was looking forward to this, but now I'm actually a little bit more excited for it.
Dude, we might actually get like cinema.
Yeah, like an actual good movie.
Like when Nelson and I watched Rubber.
Yeah.
And
the last one we watched was pretty good though. It wasn't super.
Return of the Living Dead. Yeah, Return of the Living Dead Part 3 was a solid.
It was a solid movie. Yeah, but was it like a piece of like actual cinematic like storytelling and like?
Well, I mean,
no, not really.
Is it something a critic, like not critic like us, but like your Siskel and Ebert would like? Probably not. But
yeah, is it something you can like deconstruct and like find?
One thing I've noticed about movie critics is they seem to have an aversion
like
to
meaning
fun
and everything. Yeah.
Like, oh, this movie's enjoyable to people. It can't be good.
No, I feel like most cinema nowadays is like kind of shifting more towards fun and games.
Mm.
But yeah, this one should have a little bit of. I want a bit of corniness in this though. At least like I want some levity. I want some fun. I want some jokes in it. But at the same time, I want cinema. I want actual cinematography here. So yeah, here's hoping that it's an actual story and an actual well formatted film.
Well, let's hope.
Christ.
Well, I mean, I know it's not Shitty-O, so that's one thing.
Yeah, at least. But I do want to go crazy watching this.
I hope it's not Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things.
Yeah, I'm hoping that I'm going to be crazy about this.
Anyway, that's enough about blobbering. Let's watch this shit.
Asylum!
Come to the asylum. Come to the asylum to get killed. Come to the asylum.
Yes, I think the time has come to take violence toys away from you.
To get killed. Come to the asylum. To get killed. Asylum. Now you hurry and get dressed, and I'll go down the hall and,
Asylum, starring Peter Cushing, Britt Eklund, Herbert Lom, Patrick McGee, Barry Morse, Barbara Parkins, Robert Powell, Charlotte Rampling, Sylvia Sims, Richard Todd, James Villiers. Asylum. Asylum. The most exciting film you'll ever see.
The first thing we have when this movie starts up, and it's over a guy driving, is Night on Bald Mountain, set to nothing of interest.
Yeah, also, the entire time that he's driving over there,
I'm
I'm just thinking, this movie's gonna be a sin. It's gonna kind of be a sin now. Like, it's shaping up to be too good. I'm looking forward to too much. It has to turn bad now.
What's all this about sin?
It's very, very Clockwork Orange.
It's an anthology, too.
Yeah, and it's very well shot, I'd say.
Mm.
But more than well shot, it's like the writing is just kind of like
Good.
It's good writing, but at the same time, like, somebody should have thought a little bit more about these stories, in all honesty. Because, like, okay, the stories could have been way better.
Mm.
A couple of them really were kind of a miss for me. It was an anthology movie for the most part. And I just
had moments where it could have ended and didn't.
Yeah, I just wish
and that's
it could have
often a problem.
wrapped itself up a little better.
Yeah.
Because, like, yeah, it's tight and everything, but at the same time, like, some of these stories, it's like, yeah, you could have done something better with this part, you know? And yeah, it did make sense by the end of it, but, like, honestly, just quit with the red herrings and just fucking get to the cutoff at this point, you know?
Unless you're gonna find and chop down the mightiest tree in the forest, leave herrings out of it.
And, like, some of these people, you're just looking at them and it's like, there's no way they could be the bad guy. Like, they can't be the final one. Like, none of these fuckers are Dio material, really.
Mm.
It's like, look at this.
So a guy's
fucking
coming
lady.
and he wants to be he wants to work in the insane asylum. Because someone would ever want that, I guess.
Yeah, there's always a fucking new guy going to these fucking places. Christ.
It's gonna break everything. And
Dr. Martin is his goddamn name.
He shows up and then freaking wheelchair guy from Clockwork Orange is there.
Yeah, Dr. Alexander is like, oh,
Dr.
hey,
Rutherford.
welcome. Yeah, his name is Dr. Rutherford, Lindard Rutherford. Rutherford. And, yeah, he's like, oh, yes, I basically run this asylum. And he's like, but I thought Dr. Starr ran the place. And he's like, yes, Dr. Stahl ran the place.
You must find Dr. Stahl.
You must find him first. Because I don't know who he is. And one of these patients, they must be posing as him. Meanwhile, a home dude opened the door for him.
Yeah.
You mentioned him before. But, yeah, he ended up basically opening the door for Dr. Martin and telling him, oh, yes, there are 5 patients. 5 or 4?
There are 4 he has to see.
Yeah. There are 4 patients that need your attention.
Mm-hmm.
Come in here. He talks to Dr. Linder. Dr. Linder tells him, oh, yes, there are a couple of patients, and any one of them could be Dr. Stahl.
First,
yeah, there's the lady.
Because, it's made clear that these people are incurable.
Yeah, he basically tells them, like, yeah, you can't cure any of them. They will remain here until
but at least
interviewed them.
But at least, hey, they're in a nice, like, Victorian manor.
Yeah.
They're not in, like, a fucking abattoir somewhere, so...
Yeah, we're feeding them nicely.
We're taking care of them, just they can't leave.
Yeah. Also, he says a couple of foreboding things, such as, like, you should never turn your back on a patient, Dr. Martin. They taught you that in school, did they?
You should never turn your back on a patient, doctor.
And it's like, wait, are you suggesting you're a patient? Because at first I was thinking it was going to be him.
Yeah.
But it turned out to not be.
So the...
Spoilers, but we're not going to go into any more spoilers.
The first story is called, I guess, Frozen Fear.
Yeah.
Where there's this woman in the room and
There's a girl named Bonnie.
Because this actually is one of my favorite framing device. Well, second favorite after VHS framing devices for the stories.
which is just flashbacks.
It's why they're there, why they're in the insane asylum, what happened to them.
Telling all of their stories.
Yeah.
I feel like that takes up too much time. You don't really get to know the character. You don't get to see what they're doing in the asylum, really. Yeah, they're in a room, but what are they doing to their rooms, you know?
The first one...
Last fucking dude had a good reason for the shit he was doing stuff in his room for, but whatever. We'll continue on.
And
she basically tells him the story of a dude named Walter?
Walter, who was cheating on his wife with her.
Yeah.
His wife is pretty much your high school drama teacher.
Mm.
And
at first I liked her, and then it was just like, nah.
And then she was just being a bitch.
Yeah.
And talking about crystals and voodoo.
Yeah. Her name is Ruth.
Yes.
And she was into spirituality and whatnot. And like, talking about like, oh, I need
and
to
she
help
was
these people,
an
like,
elderly hippie.
Souls.
And her dad was
like,
a 5-star general, apparently.
Lady. But yeah. 5-star general?
Well, a general, I think. That's what I picked
General?
Bombad general.
What fucking Jar Jar Binks? No, her father was George Lucas. He was the head of the...
George Lucas comes in later.
Yeah.
That's
actually kind of true.
He's like, I got you a present, and she goes to the basement, and he shows her a big deep freeze he bought, and then he murders her with a hatchet and stuffs her in.
So, the setup to that, I'm gonna run that back a second. The setup to that is literally she comes home, he gets into the booze. But like it's only his first drink. Like he like just grabs a thing of whiskey, and he probably has been into
brandy.
An argument
it is brandy.
Yeah, at this point, been many an argument. So they basically get into it about like, oh yes, all you do is basically sit here and you mooch off of my money, and you are perfectly happy doing this. You are amazingly content. But at the same time, you come to me with a divorce, and I will just not let that happen. Ruth is very serious about
I hate you.
I despise you.
But you're mine.
I want you to fucking fall off the edge of a cliff, and you're a dummy. But I own your ass. You owe me. But he will have none of it, and basically brings her down to the fucking basement and tells her, look, I have a gift for you.
Hatchety, hatchety, chop, chop, chop.
First he plays off the freezer as the gift, but
and she seems to like it.
Saw it coming, he was like, he's gonna fucking kill her. He's gonna outright fucking... I was like, okay, he's gonna pull a shotgun on her. He bought a shotgun for the bitch.
He has there's a shotgun under the stairs.
Well, he gets her done somehow, and then he wraps up the parts of her body and fucking shoves them in the freezer, like all individually wrapped up like fucking parcels, with rope and brown paper, and fucking brown bricks, and they fucking like shoves all the pieces in there and just goes like, rotten hell, you bitch, like rest in pieces, huh? That's great. And then he fucking goes upstairs, and then he's like, he gets on his Superman costume, because he ain't your Superman, you're Superman, you're Superman. And then he goes, I'm not phased, I walk around big stars all day.
And then he hears a noise in the basement.
No. Then he grabs his booze again, he's like, motherfucker, takes a big sip off of them, and then he goes... Oh, wait, what the fuck is that? And he sees the head roll from the fucking doorway, and it's all individually wrapped.
And he gets pulled into the freezer and dies. And then the girl comes...
But not before he eats his booze.
Yeah, and then his girlfriend comes over,
fucking floor,
goes to the basement, and then all the pieces are running around wrapped in wax.
Wrapped in swing.
Fuck off. They're tied up in wax paper.
Yeah.
The brown paper packages
tied up in string.
These are a few of my favorite limbs. And he did a really bad job of hacking.
Bitch.
He did a really bad job of hacking her up, because there's like a torso, 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head.
Yeah.
Put her through a fucking meat grinder,
so
man.
Obvious. Like, no, he should. You know what he should have bought?
What?
He should have bought a fucking paper shredder and put her ass through that.
Or a meat grinder or a wood chipper.
A meat grinder and turn her into sausages, fucking like Sweeney Todd, you know? But
and then they attack her.
Bonnie comes down the
And
stairs,
she
and
hits-
she's like, where are you, Walter?
One of the arms comes out of the vent and grabs her on the face, and
Yeah.
so she has a brilliant idea of whapping herself in the face with a hatchet.
That happens. But,
Like at that point, it's like, okay, I'm sorry, a bunch of severed limbs attacked you. This isn't your fault, but
the cool effect.
it
though, in
is
the
your
scene-
fault that you hit yourself in the face with an axe.
Right, but the cool effect of the scene is literally Ruth's head at the top of the stairs, breathing through the paper bag.
Okay, yeah, that was cool.
In and out. That was fucking weird. I
mean,
I was like, okay, this is cool.
There was
I'm down for this.
There was like a physics breaking game bug with one of the arms because you couldn't see the string, but it just like flew across the floor. Woo!
A lot of them just move like indistinguishably fast. It's like, fucking hell.
It's ragdolls.
The fucking physics in this game are broken. Who needs fucking Unreal 3? Fucking shitty engine anyway. But like, we get her basically attacked by a bunch of body parts. Like, Ruth is just apparently able to fling her body across the goddamn room like she's fucking the weird guy Chocoletta from fucking part 5 of JoJo. And she fucking Bonnie starts wailing at it with just any of her body parts with a fucking axe. Alright? And she's missing entirely. Meanwhile, a hand comes out of the vent. That's how she basically passes out. And then they found her the next day.
And
on
she
the
has
floor of the basement.
very mild for an axe scar
with
on
the
her
axe.
face.
And
Like she's still spooky hot. That's the weird thing.
Yeah, and the body of Walter in the freezer.
Yeah.
And
they
basically
assumed
accused
it
him
was
of his
her.
murder.
Well,
Yes.
because
and the murder of Ruth also.
The murder of Ruth.
Because I think her body was gone by that point. So, and she's like, she turns around and she's like, do you believe me? And she shows him like a big fucking scratch across her face. And he's like,
No.
he's like, he doesn't say anything, but I'm pretty sure if he could talk, he'd be like, no, not right, no.
But how about no though?
And he just leaves basically after that.
Yeah.
But she's like, you don't believe me, do you? It's like, call somebody and tell them what I've told you, please. And basically he goes on to the next person, who's an old dude. I don't know his name, but he's an old guy.
He's an
with
old
chops
tailorman.
and a mustache. And he's like, well, apparently he can make anything.
Yeah, he's forged.
That's what he says when he comes, when Martin comes in. He's like, yes, I can make you anything you need. What do you need me to make? And it's like, this is a fucking asylum. You're probably fucking nuts.
He's sewing nothing.
Oh yeah, can you make me a fucking plasma caster? Thanks.
You are stupid, sir. I make clothes. You dumb asshole.
Can you make me a fucking robot arm?
No.
That can just fucking. Can you make my wife into a robot arm so I can shoot my grappling hook across the fucking platform?
You are being immature. So he, this old guy runs this tailor shop.
Yeah.
And he's the guy comes like, I want rent. Pay your rent, and I guess he's the bad guy because he wants a guy to pay his rent.
Well, yeah. What else are you gonna do, man? You need your fucking. When you're the rent man, that's all you care about. All right. That's all you fucking care about, and you don't want to take no shit from no old man who's selling suits. Especially a motherfucker that insults your style.
Yeah.
Like he fucking did. It's like, yeah, you're cool, old dude. But still, you got a lot of shit to fucking give me. And even if I needed a suit, I wouldn't come to your whack ass. Exactly. Like, I wouldn't come
So it's like, shit, we need, like, okay,
Why
tell you
would I do
what,
that?
I'll give you till Sunday to give me the money. He's like, And then a dark man stops by his house, and as soon as I saw the silhouette and the ears, I'm like, it's a Peter Cushing!
Yeah. I was like, okay, we're gonna call out fucking Peter Cushing the second he comes around here. There's Peter Cushing! And then, like...
He's called Mr. Smith.
Yeah.
Mr. Anderson, make me a suit.
Well, he needed a incognito...
He wanted a suit
handle.
made out of, like, fucking chameleon fabric.
Okay, it's based... The fabric... After a little bit of working on it, old dude figures out that it fucking absorbs blood because he basically pricked himself with a needle and some blood fell on it, and his daughter apparently saw this but didn't tell him, but the fucking blood was absorbed by the fabric like it's a fucking Kamui from Kill la Kill.
So he brings in the Goku uniform, and it looks a bit like a Goku uniform. It's the same color and style. It's like, here's the suit. Oh, perfect. Now, where's my payment? Oh, I can wire you some money next week. I kind of need the money now, though. Oh, I don't have any money.
Yeah, it's like the wolves are at my door. Oh, Gil needs his money. Please pay me for this job.
Oh, I don't have money either.
My wife's gonna leave me if I don't get.
I spent all my
money for this.
I spent all my money buying the Necronomicon, which she did. But what about the suits for my son? Well, where is your son? Oh, he's dead though.
Here he is! Opens up the fucking door, and he's just in a coffin like he's goddamn Dio Brando. It's like, oh, that is your son?
You're
this
a murderer.
Is heresy. You've murdered him. And it's like, no, he's a fucking vampire.
He's a vampire!
I wanted fucking Jonathan Joestar to just kick down the door and just be like, Kono Dio! Gono Malu Totes! Just fucking gets into his fighting stance.
And he'd be played by Kevin Nash.
He'd
be played by Kevin Nash.
Man.
Oldman kills...
He'd be played by Kevin Nash?
Yeah. So the
Dio Brando.
Yeah. The JoJo.
Oh man. I could picture the son as Dio.
So the old...
Just comes up and fights him.
The old man kills... Peter Cushing.
Yeah, because Peter Cushing pulled a gun on him.
Steals the Necronomicon, tells his daughter to burn the suit. So instead, the daughter puts the suit on the mannequin, who promptly comes to life.
Named Otto. She named the mannequin Otto.
And then the mannequin kills the daughter, and he ends up in the insane asylum.
Yes,
and is like, he's still out there.
It's alive! Can't you fucking see? It's alive! I loved it there! And he sleeps.
And he's like, huh, okay.
Martin just pieces out. Like, what's the story?
Doc Martin's like, nah, man, I got shoes to make.
Doc Martin! This movie is just Martin Mysteries.
Ooh.
This movie.
Fuck you. That show was a goddamn national treasure. Fuck you.
It's the fucking discontinued asylums of Montreal. It's the fucking the Douglas.
Mm.
It's the Douglas, basically, it's Martin Mystery set in the Douglas. That's what this movie is.
So they go see the next one. He's like, I want to see my lawyer. What do you mean?
Yeah,
well, I didn't
that's
do it.
all Barbara wants.
It was
That
Lucy.
is all Barbara
So her
wants.
brother brings her home, and apparently she's
She
crazy
wants to see her
and
lawyer.
has a friend called Lucy who she's not allowed to talk about. And then it turns out she's going to have like 24-hour nurse watching her.
I want to talk about this one the most, actually.
Okay, I'll let you take care of this one.
So
I'm going to drink some Pepsis.
This story, man, oh my god. Okay, so Barbara is she's a distraught English woman, of course, like the other one, the first one that we saw. But she's different though. She's actually kind of proper. She's way less hippie-ish.
In a suit.
Yeah. She's wearing like sort of like a very businessy skirt with like a nice suit jacket
And a tie.
Yeah,
She's
looks
dressed
proper.
like the Trunchbull.
Kinda,
But
like
pretty.
like okay. There are some nice looking school lady outfits where like you can dress like a pantsuit, but like this one had like a ruffled
And a skirt.
Yeah, exactly. But she still looked professional. It was very nice, bright like navy blue.
It looked very British.
Yeah, and she also puts herself off as kind of proper. Also, she doesn't have like the super hippie hairdo. She's got like dirty blondish hair, and it's kind of like in a curved bob a little.
Yeah.
But she doesn't look hippie-ish. She's got like kind of a disheveled hairstyle. It's like kind of like frilly, but not in the same way that the first one was. The first one was basically fucking like fucking Charles Manson hippie-esque.
Yeah.
And I even was
about
like,
Charles
yeah, her
Manson.
fucking hair is
There's
all
a
dark and
whole
everything.
section of this movie that's played up as like uber horror scary, which is creepy music set to fucking cartoon pictures of the process.
Oh
of
yeah, we
being
didn't
sent
talk
to
about the
asylum.
pictures. Can we talk about the pictures last?
Yes.
Okay,
because
'cause
they're
the
so
pictures
fucking
kinda
dumb.
reflect on the
They are the
movie,
dumb.
really.
They're the dumbest dumb.
Yeah. So, she goes into this house, okay, her brother is with her. Her brother's just sort of this fucking tall man looking motherfucker. Who's got like a normal ass looking suit. They kind of match actually. It's very similar colors. But they go into the house and they meet an old lady and
Who swallowed a fly.
I don't know why she swallowed that fly. She'll fucking die for real.
Oh yeah.
But they go inside this house. Old lady greets them and everything, and it's like, oh yes, this is my sister. She's my assistant. I am the doctor, whatever the fuck his name is, and we're here to work on Barbara basically, and we're gonna talk to her about like all the things that are going on, and basically he threatens her to. He threatens to send her back to the hospital. She's very scared of this. Meaning that, you know, the kind of movie loops in on itself a little. Because, like, he probably means the exact same asylum that she's in right now. She's probably been in several run-ins with, like, drugs and whatnot. Because she basically... The second the old lady and him leave, she goes for the pills. But... I'm thinking now when I'm looking back on it that the pills are actually antipsychotics. And it's kind of a dual meaning. Like, maybe she is actually kind of hippie-esque in the the psychoactive medication. But at the same time, it's like, doesn't really matter. It's like if she's trying to fight off her psychosis or not, really. Because it's with her regardless. If we are talking circular logic about this story in particular... then I don't think it matters if she does take the psychotics or not, because this story would have happened anyways. And it kind of works well, because it's like, oh, her brother's a doctor, maybe she's a doctor too, you know? So, like, looking back at it, she is kind of a good scapegoat for the Dr. Star thing, but she's not Dr. Star.
No.
I'm not going to... Are we going to spoil who it is?
Well, no, we're not done this story yet.
Okay, well, we'll get to the end of this.
So Lucy shows up.
Anyway, Barbara.
And then Lucy ends
Barbara.
up. We called it pretty much immediately that Lucy's a Tyler Durden.
Yeah, Lucy was a lady that she saw in the mirror and was like, "Oh yeah, that's
her imaginary friend who's also her other personality, and she drugs the tea, cuts the phone cord, and stabs people with scissors."
It's very obvious that she's a Tyler Durden-esque type thing. She's a split personality.
Probably less obvious when this movie came out.
Yeah, but still, it's pretty hard hitting. You can tell basically from second one. But it's a very interesting story nonetheless. Like, it sets up pretty well, and I like her kind of aspect because honestly, of all the people, it's like, yeah, maybe she might have been, but when you look at the whole broad picture of this entire rest of the movie, it's like. No, there's so many other people. Nah, fam, she can't be the evil bad guy. Like, yeah, sure, she probably killed a couple people, but is she the doctor? No, probably not. Like, in the grand scheme of this, like, entire setup, Martin should be looking at her even, really.
And then
but it's the most interesting story, though.
We get the dumbest story. Where there's this old man
most interesting
who's making fucking robot dolls with human
heads.
Oh
my fucking god!
And he puts his mind in one, and it goes.
Oh my god!
And murders Dr. Patrick McGee.
Oh man!
And it's bafflingly stupid the whole way through.
Talk about this guy. Come on, please.
He's this weird old. He's this like middle-aged pudgy man. So I made the head is like the exact replica
of my patient's head.
Of a human head. This one has my brain and eyes and everything matches perfectly.
This is my figure. I plan to transfer my soul into it.
And then he does.
I plan to do the fusion dance.
And he does, and this utterly unintimidating it's a wind-up robot doll with silver Ken arms and a weird doll head on it, and it like
He
slow
wants
walks
the fucking soul
down the
transfer.
hallway. Somehow bends over and picks up a scalpel,
Like
even though it
he's a
physically
fucking
can't.
Omicron character. Like he's the fucking main character of Omicron. He's the nomad soul. He's gonna walk up to this doll and just fucking soul transfer.
I don't know how he stabbed the guy in the back of the head, but he did. And it's just the fuck.
That fucking doll, honestly, the fucking robot animation was like the worst thing ever.
Animation. It was a wind-up toy that they just let go.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't animated.
Right. But at the same time, like, okay, in my mind when I say animated, I mean it has movement. It is going, you know? It is a prop that is
Oh no!
animated.
Oh lordy going.
In some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
But it is so obvious that it is fucking just a wind-up toy. It's like, fuck off.
I'm just, is this supposed to be...
This is what we're supposed to be afraid of. This, right here.
But it's
It
not
makes
scary.
Puppet Master 1 look competent. It's like, really? Like, okay, I was more scared of any of the puppets in Puppet Master 1 than I am of this fucking thing.
They said interesting designs.
And it has the head of fucking Michael Myers.
Yeah.
But, oh, dude. This fucking thing. Like, why would he put his own face on the goddamn murder weapon? Why? What the fuck sense does that make?
Why would you make it so immobile? How does it bend down to pick up the scalpel?
How does it jump up to the dumbwaiter?
I don't know. I don't know.
What does he grab
Like,
the
'cause
letter
what-
opener and stab Dr. House?
If it's anything like an actual wind-up doll, it
Yeah.
walks into the wall, keeps walking, then just falls backwards and just stumbles on the ground until it runs out and just stays there until you trip over it and it breaks.
It's like somebody literally fucking stopped the camera when it was about to, like, I'm sure it died out at some point.
Yeah.
And someone had to stop the camera and take another take where it's like, un minuto, guys! Just fucking line it back
So
up.
we find out who
Key on its ass.
the real Dr. Styles is, and I won't tell you who it is.
Oh, the robot, just as a bonus,
Yeah.
has guts.
Yeah.
We find out after Dr. Martin puts his Doc Martens to it. But, yeah, continue on.
We find out
Oh,
who
yeah, the guy dies.
We find out who Dr. Styles is. I won't tell you who, but it's not anyone you were expecting.
It's very obvious,
And then
actually, when I look back on the movie.
And then he strangles Doc Martin with a stethoscope.
Yeah, and then he fucking laughs. And then
And then he laughs like a goddamn dog.
Yep, and then obviously the cycle repeats, and there's another new guy just showing up in his car, just walks through the door, and home dude fucking comes around and just goes, "Oh, welcome to the fucking asylum. Please, come in. We need to close the door, otherwise the birds are gonna come around. Dr. Stars always said." And then the movie ends. Oh my god,
This movie was what the fuck.
like, it literally what the fuck. Like, some of this was really good what the fuck. But others of it is like, okay, it's about 50-50. For me at least. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. Likewise.
6 out of 10's a good suit for this, honestly.
Yeah.
I give this fucking 6 cells in the fucking in the asylum. 6 cells. 6 padded fucking cells in the Douglas out of 10 for me.
I give it the 6 pieces need to assemble the drama teacher from the first one skit.
I give this movie fucking shutting down all the asylums so that the crazies can run around.
So next week we got
Let them deal with their own fucking problems, apparently.
next week we got a Bruce Campbell film for you about aliens.
Drinking is what I'm gonna do until then, guys.
So see you then.
Don't go psychotic As a matter of fact, let me go crazy for you and go over to my YouTube channel and subscribe to my channel. That's
Gentlemen
the
and
Tank
ladies,
Bays.
mental gin and crazies.
Yeah, be a mental gin. Go over to my channel. Subscribe.
Crazy.
Crazy
Toys
for
in the
feeling
attic, he
so
is
lonely. Crazy for leaving me lonely. Okay.
That's quite enough of that. Thank you very much.